Little John took off on a sea adventure and stumbled upon a tiny island. Fed up with the 9-to-5 grind and only getting weekends off, he decided to move to this deserted island for living the dream in his own little paradise, far from any hassles. He then used steel bars and concrete for support, galvanized square steel for the frame, and filled the middle with steel mesh. He poured concrete all over, making it strong enough to last 10,000 years. He even added air columns for the main structure to keep out the wind and rain. A few steps made it easier for Little John to get in and out. Now he's got himself a sea view room where he can sit and watch the ocean, welcoming spring and blooming flowers. Against the wall, he built a bed frame from galvanized steel and secured it with expansion screws from his 11th aunt. He wrapped it in eco-friendly wood veneers and stashed shoes, bags, and off-season clothes inside. For extra strength, he added more wood veneers. Next, he built a woolen cabinet against the wall for daily essentials and bedtime books. He even installed a socket for charging his phone. The bottom became storage for his underwear, smelly socks, and hard-earned savings. He laid down a soft mattress wrapped in his lucky color, making sure he wouldn't bump his head. Little John's bed became his daydream haven. He also made a folding table against the wall where he could study or work with his computer. When tired of studying, it turned into a dining table for seafood dinners. It folded away neatly when not in use. And of course, he couldn't forget a projector for his Hollywood movie nights. John installed a shower on the wall so he could wash up and smell great. He built a base cabinet with an induction cooker and sink, creating a mini kitchen. Above it, he added a storage cabinet for seasonings and dishes, with a glass door and a mirror cabinet beside it. Against another wall, John built a wardrobe for out-of-season quilts on top and his everyday clothes in the middle. He buried a hidden water tank in the wall and installed a toilet from the city for that extra bit of luxury. A glass door added beauty, kept out dust, and blocked odors. John even dug a hole in the ground for fishing and shrimping, ensuring fresh seafood anytime. By decorating his sea view room like this, John met all his home needs and found a perfect spot for relaxation and spiritual growth. Let's design a bedroom with 2 secret bases for 2 sons. Alice accidentally gave birth to twins boy Little John and Little Liam, but there's only 1 room left in the house. The conventional setup with 2 beds and a family wardrobe makes the 2 brothers sleep peacefully in their own spaces. However, sharing a desk is awkward, especially since top student Little John and poor student Little Liam have different study habits. It's a recipe for disaster. So, let's try this new setup. First, construct a bed frame against the wall using galvanized square steel, wrapped with eco-friendly wood veneers. Add a soft mattress borrowed from their aunt. Place the wardrobe sideways to store seasonal clothes and bedding items below, and install a cover to prevent debris from falling. Hang stylish clothes on top. For extra comfort, add soft padding at the head of the bed. Install 2 drawers with rollers under the bed for convenient storage of frequently changed shorts, socks, and underwear. Create another setup on the opposite side with the same configuration. Now, the basic rest area for Little John and Little Liam is complete, and the functions are much more reasonable. Next, head to the neighbor's house and borrow some galvanized square steel to weld 2 circular frames above. Use end columns to make it more stable. Borrow some pocket money from their cousin to buy screws and fix it firmly on the wall. Wrap it with eco-friendly wood veneers, ensuring it lasts for 100 years. This sturdy layer board can support both boys playing on it at the same time without moving at all. Now, take a break and set up a complete set of esports equipment for both of them. Poor students can't rely solely on studying. They need to find other ways to succeed too. Combine this with an outside partition to create a quiet and comfortable door. Make sure to include a necessary study area because even esports requires knowledge. Set up a similar area opposite for Little John. As a top student, he must learn to balance work and rest. Put a few wooden boxes between the 2 beds as steps. These can store their favorite snacks and toys, with some surprises on top to add a touch of beauty. The key is to make the stairs convenient for both brothers to go up and down without bumping into each other. The space under the stairs can hold bedtime books, with switches and sockets inside, so they can charge their phones while watching TV shows. With this design, the bedroom's functional layout is complete. The study areas of the 2 brothers are separated, fundamentally solving any conflicts, and each one has their own secret space. Little John worked hard in New York for 10 years and saved $500,000 to buy this tiny 0-square-meter door panel house. He tripped as soon as he entered the door, but fortunately, the eagle he had raised since childhood saved him. Every night he had to tie himself up with steel wire to sleep, which eventually gave him a terrible backache. he ended up lying on his eagle every night, crying sadly. Finally, he couldn't take it anymore and decided to renovate the place. First off, Little John got some galvanized steel and welded a frame to extend his tiny place. Borrowed a few bucks from his aunt to buy expansion screws and fixed that frame to the wall. Wrapped the whole thing in eco-friendly wood veneer and added a huge floor-to-ceiling window. Next, he made 2 wooden boxes on each side. One box for clothes he doesn't wear often and the other for suitcases and thick quilts. In between, he installed a hydraulic lift table, perfect for having friends over for dinner. Then, he got 2 hydraulic lift rails on the left and 2 lift tables on the right, making sure they all lined up with the boxes. He lowered a mattress on top to make a double bed. Now, even if his girlfriend comes over, she's got a comfy spot to sleep. He put up an iron railing to make sure they don't get blown downstairs by a strong wind. He then installed a big old wardrobe at the head of the bed. He hung all his clothes on the top rack and made a big drawer in the middle for his underwear. For those smelly socks, he left a small compartment at the bottom. Handy, right? Oh, and he installed a socket there too, so he can charge his phone without any hassle. Next, by the door, he put in a combination cabinet. On the right side, there's a sink, and on the left, an induction cooker. Above that, he installed a bathroom heater, and below, a toilet. Little John can do his business while enjoying the comfort of his setup. To top it all off, he added a shower head. Now, he's got everything he needs right in his tiny space. Let's take a step back and admire the final look. Pretty impressive. Let's watch how Little John can transform this gun house into a functional home. After becoming a demolition household, Little John immediately spent $1 million to buy this tiny house, less than 3 square meters. The conventional layout leaves no space, making the whole house feel like a signal gun. Being so smart, he first made a set of shoe cabinets at the entrance. The top section showcases all the glory of half a lifetime, and the glass door adds a high-end touch. Build a drawer in the middle to store all of Little John's underwear and socks, with space below for leather shoes and AJs. Add a perforated board to hang his bag and a folding chair below. Bury a hidden water tank in the wall and install a wall-mounted toilet. Install a shower head on top so Little John can use the toilet and shower simultaneously. Very convenient. Build a floor cabinet against the wall, installing an induction cooker and a sink for a mini kitchen. Add a mirror cabinet on top so Little John can admire his beauty daily. Make a wardrobe in the corner. Store out-of-season quilts on top, hang his clothes in the middle, and place bags and out-of-season clothes below. It can also serve as a drawer to store all his savings for marrying a wife. Close the glass door to keep it beautiful and dust-proof. Place a desk by the window for studying and working with a computer. It can also be used as a dining table when he's tired of studying, so he can enjoy a delicious meal there. And of course, make a bed frame using galvanized square steel. Borrow some bucks from his aunt to buy screws and fix it firmly. Wrap it with eco-friendly wood veneers, durable for 10,000 years. Then add a soft mattress and stick soft pads against the wall. This is where Little John stays up late, dreaming about a bigger home. Next, dig a hole at the head of the bed and make a few boards as wall posters to hold the books he reads before bed. Install switches and sockets for convenient phone charging. Install a projector screen at the end of the bed for daily Korean dramas. Add a hemp rope ladder for easy access. With the signal gun room set up like this, Little John's glory is just around the corner. Finally, let's take a look at the overall effect. Little John worked tirelessly for 5 years and saved up $200,000 to buy a house. He was ecstatic, but upon closer inspection, he realized the house was only 0.63 square meters. Even his dog ran away after seeing it. Determined to make the best of it, he found some bricks at a dump and built a simple wooden bed, curling up to sleep every night, which made his back and waist ache. Finally, he had enough. He decided to remove the original windows and weld 2 frames with galvanized square steel to extend out. He borrowed a few cents from his aunt to buy expansion screws to fix it firmly on the wall. He surfaced it with eco-friendly wood veneers, making it beautiful and durable for 10,000 years. He added 3 bedside cabinets to store his out-of-season clothes. After reinstalling the dismantled windows, he put a soft mattress on the new frame to create a large, comfortable bed. Enough space even if his girlfriend visits. He remembered to install iron guardrails to prevent them from falling out the window. Then, make a big wardrobe in the corner of the bed. Hang clothes on top and store frequently worn clothes below. Leave a small grid at the bottom to install a socket for charging his phone. Install a perforated board for his fitness equipment and a projector. Add a circle of soft pads in his favorite colors around the bed to ensure a good night's sleep. Use the door hole to make a flip-up cabinet for his underwear and smelly socks. Place a movable desk near the window for working, studying, or reading, which can double as a dining table when he's hungry. Fold it up when not in use. The wall next to it can hold hidden water tanks and a wall-mounted toilet, perfectly sized for him. Install a shower above the toilet for convenience, and close the glass door to block odors and keep moisture out. Install a projection screen on the ceiling so he can enjoy his Korean dramas while lying in bed. This redesign is like turning a tadpole into a frog. Absolutely awesome. Little John and his girlfriend of 10 years decided to get married, and the couple cheered happily. But her mother objected, saying Little John had no place to live and wanted to break them up. Heartbroken, he decided to leave the city. He rode his bike back to his rural hometown, only to find his house in disrepair with just a single room left. Little John was devastated a second time that day. But life had to go on, so he decided to renovate it like this. First, he surrounded the yard with bamboo. One side was designated for growing natural vegetables, and the other for raising a few free-range chickens. Inside the house, he used some galvanized square steel to weld a bed frame. He asked the uncles next door for some bucks to buy expansion screws and fix the frame firmly to the wall. He wrapped it with eco-friendly wood veneers and used the space inside to store shoes, bags, and out-of-season clothes. He added more wood veneers for extra strength. He built another set of thin cabinets against the wall to store miscellaneous daily necessities and books to read before bed. He installed a socket for convenient mobile phone charging. Then, he put a soft mattress on the bed and placed green plants and an alarm clock on the windowsill. He wrapped it in lucky colors to avoid bumping his head when he slept. This is the bed where Little John lay down and missed his girlfriend. Put a big wooden box next to the bed. It can store his secrets and be used as a table with a lid for teacups and thermos bottles. He can also place a TV on it. Add a bench to serve as his dining table, where he can eat green, pollution-free vegetables. Next, make a shelf for a few potted plants to enhance the atmosphere. Arrange the calendar and peppers given by the old man. Build a floor cabinet against the wall. Install an induction cooker and a sink, creating a mini kitchen. Add a storage cabinet on top for seasonings and dishes with glass cabinet doors. Build a mirror cabinet next to it and install a shower on the wall for washing. Dig a hole below to install squat appliances. Construct a wardrobe against the wall to store out-of-season quilts on top and hang his clothes in the middle. Post his family portrait and photos of his youth on the wall. Decorating the farmhouse like this makes it feel like returning to paradise, with all the necessary functions.